Okay, are we live? I believe we're live. I think that everything is set. Thank you so much for everyone's patience. Welcome to the City of Manchester Distillery. We are the home of Manchester Three Rivers Gin, which is this bottle right here. I believe you all have your sample at home, your 50 millilitres, and just a couple of bullet points about it. So first of all, my name is Sherelle. I am your host, and I will be guiding you through the wonderful world of gin. Tell you a little bit about our gin, how we got started, how we make our beautiful liquid as well. You have your sample of gin, but please hold off on drinking. Like all the other distilleries said, we're going to talk you through about our gin. You should have had one of these with your gin samples. And this tells you a little bit about what we do at our distillery as far as our gin experience. We have our vodka experience, our rum experience, and our gin school as well. On top of that, we have our lovely private events. So post-lockdown, if you do want to come back to our distillery with your friends or your family and you want to make your own bespoke bottle of gin, feel free to send us a message. That is info@cityofmanchesterdistillery.com, just on your leaflet there. On the back of your leaflet, you'll actually find a plethora of how to try your gin. Of course, you can have your gin as a gin and tonic, or you can have a gin fizz cocktail, and at the very end we have our gin neat as well. And I'm going to talk you through every single one of these so that you can enjoy your gin exactly as you wish. Everyone's taste buds are completely different, so we've given you a range of how to actually enjoy that gin. We're also going to go through just what we have in the distillery. We have our lovely compote still, we have our gin school, we have our production area. There's an awful lot going on in our distillery. If you have ever been to our distillery before, feel free to send us a wave, send us an inbox, a direct message via Facebook at the City of Manchester Distillery, or via Instagram, that is MCR Distillery, or Twitter, that is MCR_distillery. You can find us at all of those channels, and there you can send us a direct message and tell us exactly what you think. We love to see exactly what you think of our distillery on TripAdvisor as well. So if you can send us a TripAdvisor review, we will love you forever. That is the City of Manchester Distillery. So very quickly again, my name is Sherelle. I am your hostess for this lovely gin distillery tour and tasting. Again, you may have seen me before at your gin experience in the past. And for those who have never been to our distillery, it is amazing. It is so much fun. We first tell you a little bit about gin, why gin has become so popular, the history of gin. We give you lots of gin cocktails and gin tastings and samples and Geneva and so on and so forth, so that you can understand exactly why gin is so important in our history. We also, on the other half, we have you guys make your own bottles of gin at many distilleries in the UK. We do the exact same thing as far as giving you that lovely tasting of your own bespoke and unique bottle of gin. We have over 50 botanicals available in our distillery, and you can actually create any gin recipe that you might want to create. So we also we have our rum experience where you can make your own bottle of rum. We have our vodka experience where you can make your own bottle of vodka as well. For those who have never been to our distillery, as it says on your leaflet, if you ever want to come to our distillery in the future, please use the coupon that is on here that says "Pay It Forward," so that you can pay it forward to the lovely hospitality workers who have been affected by COVID-19. Every voucher that you purchase and every ticket that you purchase for the gin experience, £2 goes to those lovely and fantastic and hard-working, dedicated workers of the hospitality industry so that they can then get themselves on their feet post-COVID. So please use the voucher code, which is Pay It Forward, on our website. So that's cityofmanchesterdistillery.com. Or if you would like to purchase a bottle of our gin, you can use that voucher code as well, and you can get a little discount off our gin. The purchase of every bottle of our gin directly from ourselves at the distillery, £2 goes to those lovely independent workers in the industry. So you will get a bottle of our gin, a bottle of Fever Tree Indian tonic water. You'll also get some apricot liqueur, like so, and we will send that in a package to your home address, and that is just £35. If you check online, anywhere online, you will find out that our gin is retailed on its own at $34.99 and above. There's absolutely nowhere that you can get our gin any cheaper than that. If you do, it's an absolute miracle, because unfortunately we are a small batch distillery, so that's the cheapest price that we can sell our bottle of gin for. But I'm rambling. I want you guys to absolutely enjoy gin, so if you do want another bottle of it, feel free to send us a message and I'll send it to your home address. But I'm going to go directly into who we are, what we do, so that you can enjoy our gin. First of all, myself, Sherelle, I am in the part of the team of the distillery, and there are just 5 of us. And the 5 of us in the distillery are heart and soul completely devoted to the distillery life. I've got to start with Dave. So number 1 is Dave, our master distiller at the distillery. He decided to open up this distillery to create his beautiful Manchester Three Rivers gin. Alongside him, our co-owner is lovely Mike, and Mike, he gets everything up and running. He is the man, and he makes sure that everyone is well looked after and that the spirit is absolutely beautiful time and time again. Side by side, Dave and Mike, we also have Brandon, and Brandon is our head distiller. Brandon actually helps us with the operations of the distillery, making sure that we're producing Manchester Three Rivers gin. But obviously we work as contract distillers. We make lots of vodkas, rum, brandy, gins and other spirits for other companies as well. So Brandon makes sure that everything is running nice and smoothly. And aside from the lovely 4, there's myself. My name's Sherelle, like I said, and I run the gin experiences. I am an assistant distiller in the distillery. I help produce the spirit Manchester Three Rivers gin alongside anything else that we actually create in the distillery as well. We work side by side to make sure that every bottle of our gin and everything else that we produce is absolutely immaculate. We have a lot of questions at the moment, and the main question that we have is, are you guys producing hand sanitizer? Post-COVID, the need for hand sanitizer has gone up dramatically, and of course, as a distillery, we feel that it is in our heart and our soul to make sure that we're producing that hand sanitizer for the NHS and for lots of different companies across the UK. So, of course, yes, if you have any other questions about that, feel free to send us an email. That is to info@cityofmanchesterdistillery.com. We do our part as far as making the hand sanitizer. But let's get to the lovely gin. And this is our gin. This is Manchester Three Rivers gin. It is made every single bottle in our lovely copper pot still. Angel. Angel comes from a company called Arno Holstein in Germany, and completely bespokely made. Arno Holstein stills are the best quality stills that you can find in the world. We are so happy and proud to have an Arno Holstein still. So a little bit of background about our still. She actually produces everything else that we create at the distillery as well. But we had to have an Arno Holstein still because it actually removes all the sulfites from inside the still. So there is a chemical reaction between the alcohol, the neutral grain spirit, those botanicals, to remove the impurities to the copper in the still. It means that our gin has less burn, less harsh, less impurities in our gin, so that you get the smoothest possible gin in the world. And we are proud to say that we win year-on-year international gold awards for our gin, one of which that I'm personally proud of is the San Francisco in 2009 award, where they gave us a gold award for our gin. So if you do enjoy drinking those gins neat, I would encourage you to drink our gin neat. I'm going to talk to you a little bit through what our gin has to offer, and I'm going to start with the gin and tonic. As you can possibly see on those leaflets or not, we actually have our gin and tonic as a perfect serve with gin soaked apricots and a sprig of rosemary. Now, why gin soaked apricots? Why rosemary? Where does this come from? Well, when Dave Rigby, our master distiller, when he owned his bar, he actually wanted a gin that was able to be easily made at these different bars and restaurants. See, these bars and restaurants in the UK, they throw a lot of lemon, a lot of lime, and don't really have a lot to give back when you're throwing away all this produce. But a gin soaked apricot, so as you can see in this lovely jar here, the gin and the apricots together actually creates a liqueur, which is why we have the tap, and it allows you to keep adding gin to that, keep having liqueur and having a garnish as well. And we call this our winter serve. So as you can see in the glass here, we have our gin, we have our lovely gin soaked apricots, and we also have our rosemary. That's known as our winter serve because the rosemary seed and the rosemary actually gives the gin a bit of a wintry feel, a bit of a pine feel. And as you can see on those lovely labels, we've also put a fresh cherry for the summertime. And a fresh cherry as a garnish actually gives our gin a bit of a Bakewell tart effect. So I'll quickly go through what our gin actually has as far as a botanical recipe. I'm going to start with the big four. So the big four are 4 botanicals that are commonly found in gin. And if a gin doesn't have all of the big 4, it will have at least 2 of them. We have juniper berries, coriander seed. Coriander seed gives gin the drying effect on the palate. Then we have 2 roots that are known as fixatives. We have angelica root and we have orris root. And that kind of fixes the whole of the botanical recipe together. Next, in our gin, we also have sweet Valencian orange peel. And Dave is not a fan of citric gins, but he puts the sweet Valencian orange peel into his gin purely for balance. So he can concentrate on the complex mid-palate sweetness, which is the fantastic. And I don't know, this isn't too secretive anymore, but we actually have a little bit of almond in our gin. And almond gives our gin that sweetness, a little bit of smoothness to our gin. We have Madagascan vanilla, and again, more sweetness and more smoothness. We have cardamom pods. Cardamom actually gives our gin a little bit of a floral scent. We have a little bit of cinnamon, and cinnamon gives sweetness and a little bit of warmth to our gin. We have one botanical that before Dave, actually no one had ever used in their gin, and that botanical as some of you might know, is oats. And oats don't actually give any flavours to gin. Actually, oats kick out tons and tons of sweet flavour. They give the gin viscosity and mouthfeel, which is what Dave was looking for. And they give a little bit of smoothness to our gin. And at the end, we have black pepper. And black pepper, again, gives some length to the gin so that flavour remains once the liquid has gone. So those two serves are there. We've got the apricot and rosemary as our winter serve, and then we also have our fresh cherry to give a bit of a Bakewell tart effect for our summer serve. Personally, I prefer the lovely winter serve, so that's our apricots, and it is the sprig of rosemary. We get a lot of questions: how much gin, how much tonic? Skyway had the right idea. You want to have as little tonic water as possible. I would recommend personally, so you guys have 25 millilitres of gin per person, or some of you have 50, but those 25 millilitres, maybe they're about 70 millilitres of tonic water. We recommend 35 millilitres of gin, and that would be to 100 millilitres of tonic water. I do have feed-free. Please use whatever you've got at home. I'm a massive fan of all tonic waters, so long as they are a regular tonic water rather than being flavoured and disrupting garnish. Please let us know what garnish you've used. If it was a great garnish for yourself, if you would recommend that garnish for us in the future as a perfect serve. Aside from that, massive cheers. Delicious. I also popped on here our cocktail recipe, and that's our Manchester Three Rivers Gin Fizz cocktail, and that is actually with a sample of our apricot liqueur. So if you have apricots in the future and you want to soak them in gin, any gin, you can leave them together, and that little sample will give you some apricot liqueur, so you can pop it in there alongside some prosecco, and you top it all the way up, and that is your gin fizz cocktail. Great for barbecues. So if you're having any barbecues this summer, please try. Or, like I said on your little leaflet, if you want to try our gin neat, think about those different botanicals. We have our lovely e-neat glasses at the distillery. Use whatever you like. These e-neat glasses are so that you can get the best quality out of your gin. I wouldn't recommend that you swallow gin before you drink it neat. Just let it leave and completely flat surface so you can smell that botanical recipe. And then sip it neat. Try it and see exactly what you think about our gin and any other gin that you have in the house. I'm sure plenty of you have lovely gin shells, and I would personally love to see whether or not there is a Manchester Three Rivers gin on each of those gin shells. If you would like a bottle of our gin, again, feel free to send a message. We have our gin at just £35. And that's with free postage and packaging, with £2 going to the lovely charity to send that money to those affected by COVID-19. So drinking our gin neat, do not breathe it in too much. You want to create a bit of a vacuum in the mouth. Take a little sip. Blow out your nose. And feel it on your palate. And hopefully you will love our gin neat. Our gin is a sipping gin. Aside from making our Manchester Three Rivers gin, like I said, we do plenty of things in the distillery, and if you want to learn a little bit more about that, please come along in the future to our distillery tours. We do private bookings as well, so if yourself and up to 30 of your friends and family want to come along with you, we do those private tours as well. I have to apologise for my lateness. And thank you to Layla and Prosecco Gin Festival for allowing me to be part of this. The sample of gin that you have has come directly from our 495 litre copper pot still Angel, as does every other drop of our gin. And I would love to tell you more about our distillery and hopefully see you again in the distillery soon. That's just about everything that I have to say. I haven't been timing myself, unfortunately, but I do believe my time is up. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments below, or send us a direct message via Facebook. Again, our Facebook is the City of Manchester Distillery. Our Instagram is MCR Distillery, and our Twitter is MCR_Distillery. If you want to email me, it is info@cityofmanchesterdistillery.com, as found on your leaflets. Other than that, feel free to just drop a line on that little message that I put onto that private gin virtual bundle tour page, and I will get back to you guys individually. Aside from that, I'm going to pass you on to the next person that's going to be inviting you into their distillery. Again, my name is Sherelle. I am working at the City of Manchester Distillery as part of 5 members of staff, and if you want to come to the distillery soon, I will more than welcomely let you into the distillery with open arms and give you plenty gin and tonics, cocktails and samples of gin as well. Everyone, keep safe. Thank you so much for being part of this, and yes, enjoy your next gin. Take care. Bye.